later on. We didn't even get to Puggy Smalls and Santa and Snooki and the rest. Coming up next, we're going to talk about the best food of 2018 in Buffalo. The good folk from Buffalo Eats will be coming in studio. We're going to ask them a little bit about some of their favorites. And here's a question for you. What does Santa, Jesus, and the 9/11 memorial have to do with the best of food in 2018? We'll find out next.
Hey, you can get free music from The Edge. All you got to do is follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and all of that stuff, and use hashtag Free Music Fridays. Every Friday, we give away free music.
The Shredd and Ragan Show will be right back.
On 103.3, The Edge.
From time to time, you may go through Twitter. You may see some stuff from Buffalo Eats. You may even see some pictures of food, and you go, damn, I got to have some of that. Wouldn't it be better if we just bring Donnie in, Donnie Burtless from Buffalo Eats, have him give us the whole rundown on food for 2018 in Buffalo? Wouldn't that make sense?
He is the man.
Donnie's in from Buffalo Eats. Donnie, how are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
All right,
Good.
so it's if we're going to get to 2018, the best of food moments in Buffalo. But first, as a site, you travel around, you get to try some restaurants, you cover the scene as well. And so we figured you would have at least an idea of 3 of some of the better places that are new, food places in Buffalo that open in 2018.
Yeah, I'm lucky that I get to eat out a lot. I guess me and my wife, we have a 2-year-old daughter, but we still kind of try to get out every now and then. But we also have a team kind of at Buffalo Eats who all are out, always kind of scouting out what's the new and exciting stuff.
You got to have help.
Yes, yeah. No, there's no way I could do this on my own at this point.
Yeah, you wouldn't fit through the door.
Yeah.
No, that was definitely a dangerous spot a couple years ago. I had to lose a couple pounds. So it's getting real scary.
Well, that's like Sexy Slices. He comes in and we're like, oh, dude.
I love Sexy Slices.
Isn't he great?
That guy's amazing.
Yeah, he's going and he's taking one for the team, for all of us.
Yeah, he's eaten a lot of bad pizza. And
Yeah.
it's remarkable to punish your body in the honor of pizza.
And here's the thing, and this is why glass is half full is the only way to live life. He'll find something positive even on a horrible slice.
Yeah, and his write-ups are just hilarious. I guess we used to say is I always would want something great or horrible because writing about those are the easiest things in the world.
Yeah.
But anything that's mediocre is just a nightmare.
Yeah, and he finds a way to do it.
Yeah.
All right, so 3 good places to get food in 2018 in Buffalo.
So I'll talk about 3 new places that just opened this year. The first one is Dubutsu, which is a Asian-themed restaurant from Chef James Roberts, who's the Toutant owner. It opened up in the 500 Seneca building, and it's a lot of fish flown in from Hawaii, overnight, super fresh. He's doing ramen bowls. He's doing really high-grade tuna belly cuts. He's doing really exciting things with the staff over there.
Wow.
And it's a lot of cuisine that's new to the area. I mean, ramen is kind of having a little bit of a moment, but it's all about peak ingredients, peak freshness, really great wine program, a really cool spot. And it's in the Larkin area.
We were talking before about, the one-time movement of, people would have, we called it ass to snout, which was you take the whole animal and you start at the ass, you go straight to the snout, you use everything.
Oh, yeah.
Is he doing that with fish?
Kind of, yeah.
Ass to fin?
Yeah.
Ass to eyeballs.
Yeah, I guess that's the best way to say it, right? He's still doing that kind of stuff. He's one of those sustainable kind of chefs who he doesn't want to waste anything. So even the guts and everything will end up somewhere in a soup, or you'll eat some, tuna liver, who knows what.
Care for some fried fin chips?
Exactly. There you go.
Tasty.
Yeah.
All right, so that's one of them. What else?
So this is actually relatively new. It's called The Little Club, and it's on Hurdle, and it's a wine bar from the Ristorante Lombardo family. So they open up their second restaurant. It's the son, Tommy Jr., and so he's actually it's trying craft beer is everywhere now, right? Mm-hmm. And everyone loves craft beer, and everybody thinks it's really cool, but nobody thinks that way about wine. Everybody kind of thinks wine is kind of old and stuffy. He's trying to turn this place into a cool, hip wine bar where you can drink really good wines and not feel like it's super pretentious and uptight. It's more laid back.
Right, because, Lombardo could feel that way sometimes,
yeah,
right?
I mean, Lombardo's is nice. That's not an everyday restaurant.
Yeah. If you show up in shorts, your grandmother's going to yell at you.
Oh, my God, I would never.
I think part of the problem with wine, though, too, is it's these restaurants always mark it up so high.
Yes, yeah. And so I think what they've done is their glass selection is huge. So as opposed to having to worry about investing in a $60 bottle of wine that you might hate, a lot of their stuff is by the glass, and they also have a bunch on tap, which is kind of a new thing, having wine on tap. Okay. So it's a little bit more friendly to the try a couple things type of.
I gotcha.
Kind of like a little wine tour.
Exactly. Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Without having to travel.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Donnie's in from Buffalo Eats. It's the Shredd and Ragan Show. And we're talking about best of food for 2018. We're going to have the top food moments of 2018, but Donnie's telling us about some of the top restaurants, new restaurants opening up in Buffalo. So that's the second. What's the third?
The third, I'm probably going to say, is shockingly out in Tonawanda, Prescott's Provisions, which is this new kind of fine dining-ish restaurant that opened out there. I know you guys know Andrew Galarno. He recently gave it 9 out of 10 plates as a review, which is very high. He usually doesn't do that.
He'll stop at 8 plates, and he's never gone to 9, or it's very rare, right?
It's super rare. I like to joke with Andrew that it's pretty much a 7 or it's bad. That he doesn't.
Does he do half plates?
He doesn't do half plates.
Oh, okay.
No, he should. But no, so 9 and 10s are incredibly rare for him. And I have a bunch of friends who've gone to Prescott's, and the chef is the former chef at Chop House, just doing amazing food, really creative stuff that I don't want to dig on Tonawanda, but something that you would never associated with the city of Tonawanda is high-end cuisine.
Tonawanda's like, hey!
Where people are like driving from the city out to like go to have. Yeah.
You don't like subs? That's your problem.
Yeah. No, I mean, I got love for Tonawanda, but it's not known for fine dining.
All right. Well, now let's take a look at the top food moments of 2018. And probably for you, fourth was the wine bar mural throwdown in Hamburg.
Yeah. So the nice folks at Alchemy Wine Bar opened this year in Hamburg. Again, another place that's trying to make wine more approachable and less stuffy. And so they hired a local artist, Chuck Tingley, to draw this gorgeous mural on the side of their building. That side of the building shares the parking lot with the John and Mary's Hamburg location. And something happened, and they put up a 6-foot wall, essentially, in front of that mural, which basically makes it like you can't see it from anywhere now.
And they wasted all that money, and they tried to put something. They try to have something nice in Hamburg, and they couldn't have it.
Yeah, that was the big thing, is that there's not a lot of like mural art in Hamburg,
right,
or a lot of art, period. And so there's this really cool thing it looked gorgeous, and it was like something that you would immediately catch your eye with. And now it's just a giant, boring brown wall.
Ugly fence.
One of the funniest things, so we had the owners in from the wine bar, and as we're talking to them about this tragedy of a fence that was about to go up, an older lady who sounds a lot like the owner of John and Mary's, although said she wasn't, happened to call and yell at all of us.
Just a very good friend.
You don't know what you're talking about, and we have problems with the parking. We're like, well, why don't you put shrubbery up or something a little smaller?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Is like the Alchemy people tried everything they could. They're like, let's put a chain link fence up. Let's put shrubbery up. Let's put literally anything except a 6-foot solid wooden fence.
It's like the worst thing she could do, and she did it.
Yeah, and so we had no problem, spreading that story and maybe not saying the nicest things about those owners.
Well, they're deserved. Number 3 on the top food items of 2018, Donnie's in from Buffalo Eats, is Arthur Bavino came in town and wrote about Buffalo's food scene, but he's not from Buffalo. He's from out of town, right?
Yeah, that's kind of the craziest thing. He reached out to me when he was coming into the city for the first time because he just wanted like kind of like a guide and somebody to like help him a little bit while he was here. And so I had the privilege of, taking him around and having a couple of drinks and kind of telling him like what's Buffalo's scene. Mm-hmm. And I had no idea who he was writing. I didn't understand why a guy from New York City cared about Buffalo's food scene, especially Buffalo's pizza. He is obsessed with Buffalo's pizza, even to the fact that he wrote this gorgeous, like long, beautiful thing about how we're the next big regional pizza scene to come out in like the country. And I hope he's right. Like, I hope Buffalo gets more respect for its pizza style. It got us talking about were some of the big, thick, heavy pizzas, like 40-pound pizzas that you used to be able to get, that you can still get, right, when the toppings come on. But what I thought was fascinating was he found some restaurant to give him the secret ingredients to what makes Buffalo pizza sometimes really special. And what I didn't realize, because pizza is not exactly the healthiest of things, no. But he found that in the dough, the one part that you would expect would be healthy, he found that we shove massive amounts of vegetable shortening. Yes. Shortening, which hardens, inside of your arteries. Oh, yeah, yeah. We shove it with... So it's already cheese and more cheese. And then it's like, we don't want people to miss on a good heart attack. Let's throw shortening inside of the dough. That's insane. Yeah, I like the thought of people who order pizza and wings being like, let's go light tonight. Let's just go a large pizza. And but did you know about the shortening? I didn't know exactly about the shortening. I kind of found out as he kind of did his obsessive research into it.
Yeah.
He was also telling me, he's like, I found a way to cook it in my house. And I was like, oh, how'd you do it? He's like, I just left my oven on 500 degrees for 5 hours, and then I cooked a pizza in it. And I was like, oh my God.
How does he not set a fire and destroy a stove?
Yeah, especially in an apartment in Manhattan.
All right, number 2 on the top pizza or top food moments of 2018. Donnie's in from Buffalo Eats. It's the Shred and Ragan Show. We're talking about some of the best of food or worst in 2018. Mike A. and Steve Gedra from Black Sheep are on what we heard was Beat Bobby Flay. And we have a little bit of Mike getting the intro, by the way, too. So here's a little of this.
Our first contender has revolutionized the Buffalo fine dining scene. Watch out for Mike Andrzejewski.
All right. So everybody's excited about that.
Yeah.
Well, what's the setup on the show?
So the setup on the show is that Bobby Flay invites 2 chefs to come and essentially like battle off against him. And so the first round is the 2 chefs against each other, and they have to use a secret ingredient. And then the winner of that then gets to pick a dish that he and her has to make against Bobby Flay. So the first round, I remember Mike A. beat whoever he was facing against, and then he made Bobby Flay, it was the Hawaiian dish, the Loco Moco or something like that, which is basically like a Hawaiian garbage plate for hungover reasons.
Because Mike used to have that Hawaiian-themed restaurant, that Tsunami, up in Kenmore, right?
Yeah, right in Kenmore, Kenmore Ave. So, and he's got a real strong love for that kind of like Pacific region like cuisine.
So it's his specialty, so bring it on, Bobby.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, this is my favorite thing. And I know he just was in Hawaii like months before that, so it was like probably fresh on his mind.
Wow.
And so that was his dish. He's like, I want to make this, and then you make your version, and we'll see what the judges think is better.
No, so here are the judges.
I knew my dish was pretty authentic, but Bobby used some tricks there that kind of swayed the judges, so I have no idea where this is going to go.
The judges have voted, and it is a split decision.
And the winner is going to be Big Boy!
I might be missing a leg, but I'm sure not missing any steps in the kitchen. Bobby's going to have to hula all the way up to Buffalo.
He's one of the nicest guys. That's so cool.
Mike is great. I was fortunate to meet him early on when we started Buffalo Eats, and there was no reason he should have given me the time of day. We had no followers or really anything. But I remember I asked him, we were doing a podcast at the time. I was like, would you mind coming over to my house in Allentown in my kitchen and recording like an episode where we kind of interviewed people? And he was like, not only did he say yes, he said, it would be my honor to come record it. And as like, a guy who was writing for food for about 18 months at that point, I was like shocked that he cared that much.
He's that nice of a guy.
He is that nice of a guy.
Yeah. All right. Number one food thing that happened in 2018 in Buffalo.
So this is something that we posted not that long ago, back in November. For anyone who's been to Salvatore's, you know that they go over the top with their decor. And, I mean, that gets especially crazy during Christmas season. And so they have a wonderful painting prominently displayed from a local artist who the name unfortunately escapes me right now, of I believe it's a crying Santa or crying Jesus.
Santa's crying on his knees.
Yes.
Jesus is comforting him. And in the background is some sort of statue of 9/11.
Yes.
A memorial to 9/11.
Remembering 9/11, yes.
Yeah. Yes, because, the standard, I believe it's like a tombstone, like an...
It's awesome.
Like an angel of death.
Yeah, it's a statue.
Yes, that says remembering 9/11.
And because think about if somebody just like you're out with your friends, you're getting drunk, and somebody goes, all right, I want you to create a piece of art that involves 9/11, Santa, and Jesus. Go.
Yeah.
Like, how would you do that?
Yeah, the fact that I mean... It is literally just combining everything that makes my grandparents cry into one photo. I think it's one of those things where I've known about it for a little bit, and I try to tell everyone I go, like when they go to Salvatore's, like, please can you take a picture of the crying Santa Jesus thing for me? And so finally I had a cousin who was there, and I had him text it to me, and I was like, I have to finally tweet this out. And
it's brilliant.
I thought like everybody knew about it, but clearly from the reaction we got, there was a lot of people who had no idea this existed. And it was
when you go there, there's so much to see.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
it's an overload.
Yeah.
You would never expect this for that to stand out, but Think about it. Art is supposed to bring about some sort of reaction. So your grandparents are crying about this painting, and then you start crying because your grandparents are crying.
Yes, yeah, it is.
It worked.
Yeah, it's
and then they get the bill for Salvatore's, and then you really start crying.
Gold isn't cheap.
Yeah, it is a special piece of art.
That's something.
That's in that place. And so that was probably our biggest social media post this year.
It's Buffalo Eats has it posted on a bunch of different places, Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you check it out. Donnie Burtless from Buffalo Eats, 2018, the best stuff. Thanks for coming in, Donnie.
Thank you guys for having me.
Nice job. All right, so while we're on the glow of Buffalo Eats for a moment, you want to go to a few more of those cameo audios?
Yeah.
So